All right, hello and welcome everybody to round 5 here in Imola this time. As always, my name is Xerox. I'm here for tier 4 instead of tier 3. And then I said it before, I'm going to say it again. If the game audio or my audio is too loud, please let me know. That way we can balance out the audio properly. As I know I have the music pretty loud on my end, but it's probably lower for you guys. But still, please let me know. And I know the stream announcement's a little outdated. I can't really get around it because it still hasn't updated the thumbnail. That still has last week's thumbnail. But yeah. If you guys do hear my kid in the background, I do apologize. They're going to be home throughout the event. And we're going to be waiting here in the lobby, waiting for an invite to our lobby for today's race in tier 4. We're going to go ahead and pull up the Drivers' Championship and Constructors' Championship. As of, I believe, yesterday it was updated. And Ronan doing pretty good last week in Texas. Taking that lead away from JPH, I believe. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my phone out and look at last week's results and double check. There we go, tier 4, and yeah, JPH was on top of the board last week. Now Ronan has taken that by just 3 points, 48 to 45, and then Jack has bumped up in the Williams up to 35 points against Lucas Blaha in the Alfa Romeo, so he gets knocked down to P4 for the Drivers' Championship. And the top 3 for the Constructors' Championship is still sitting around the same with McLaren, Williams, and Haas. Haas closing that gap between Williams by 1 point. So we're kind of looking forward to that. So, yeah. We're still waiting for our invite here. It is pretty early, since they're probably getting the lobby set up together right now. But happy Monday to you guys. And for those of you who are aware and do, I don't know what the right word is for it, but those of you who recognize 9/11 over here in the States. We won't get too deep into the topic, but yeah. Hello, Tommy. I'm half tempted to put up last week's results as a comparison, but I don't want to cover the thumbnail for this week. Let's swap over. I did not get the, there we go. The Alfa Romeo, or I still don't know how to say it, I butcher it. That's the uphill section in Sector 2. Watching for Curie again, hope the best, alright. I'm still waiting for my invite to the lobby. I know they have a lot of people to send invites to. And for those of you who are watching the stream live, I don't know how many, or if you guys are watching the playback of the video, welcome to Invictus Racing League's Season 17, Race 5, Round 5 here in Imola before we go to a week break. And welcome, Esports. Thank you for showing up and while we're getting the lobby going. But as you guys are showing up, and if you guys are watching the playback, if you guys are looking to join the league, make sure to join the Discord, Invictus Racing League's Discord, and follow the application process. They'll get to you guys within a week or two. I don't know of an actual timeline about that. If you guys are looking for a spot for our series. If you can also find our league on gridfinder.com. If this league isn't quite what you're looking for, be sure to look through their grid finder menus for a league that fits your preference. I know there's a lot out there, so if you're not looking for a more strict league compared to what we have to offer here, you can always look for that. And then if online racing isn't your thing and you're on PC, unfortunately for those of you who are on console don't have this luxury, you can always go to Venturi Studios and check out what they got. Your one-stop shop for anything from custom driver helmets, team packages, and even more. Invictus Racing League and its partners, thank you for joining us today and throughout the season. Season 17, Race 5. It's already Race 5. I can't believe that. I'm trying to go to my invite. Don't have F1. It is a this season is crossplay. So depending on what platform you're on, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you go through your application process, and you fill out timesheets for certain tracks, and then they'll place you in a certain series. I sent my time frames, my timesheets in, and I made the mistake of sending him my. I sent my timesheets in under race setups and not time trial setups, so I would have been placed in T4 and been slower by like maybe 0.3 of a second. So. I'm on PlayStation, but don't have the game yet. Yeah, I know money takes a big factor into it. I'm trying to save up a little bit of money before getting Madden and playing that. I did play last year's. Looks like we have maybe about half of the lobby so far. And once again, if the audio, my audio or the game audio is a little too loud, please let me know. I will make adjustments accordingly. And then, as always, for a regular race weekend, we're going to be doing a short 10 to 15 minute qualifying and a 32 lap race. And then a sprint race last weekend was okay. A one-shot quality, sprint race, and then the main event. I'm seeing nitro gas in there. My kid's making a ruckus in the background. I apologize. F1 should hire me. I've had a little bit of practice because I've been doing my own F1 series. I'm sure I can't advertise it here, but you guys can try to find me in the Discord, go to my profile, and look through there. That's about all I can say. Yeah, I did a season for F1 21. I did 2 seasons for F1 22, and I'm working on one this year for F1 23. And that'll most likely carry into next season, or next year in 24. With the current work schedule that I got. I'm really hoping that this isn't everybody. Is it just me, or is... Okay, Nitro Gas is Ferrari. If you guys remember last week, if you guys were here, Ferrari was not having a fun time. Hopefully they'll be doing a little bit better today. Once again, we have the driver standings and the constructor standings as of 2 days ago, updated 2 days ago, if not today. Ronan taking the top spot from JPH here by 3 points. And then Jack and the Williams coming up to steal P3 from Lucas Blaha. And kind of see what we can kind of hoping to see what we can look forward to here with the McLaren, Williams, and Haas. Alpine getting knocked out by the Haas. As we're getting more people. Roninosaurus, the man, the living legend, the current P1 in the driver standings, is joining the lobby. And I raced Imola through my series, and it felt pretty good. I forget my tire strategy that I was running, but I don't think I had too many issues. There was a red flag from the McLaren before. This is pre-McLaren update, going into Sector 2. But we'll have to wait and see. Both McLarens are here today. And I think they're the only two-man team so far in the lobby. But yeah, when I raced Imola on my series, I felt okay. Even though I am running on 35% race distance, we still get a single or double stop in. And yeah, kind of looking forward to seeing what we can do. I know that downhill section in Sector 2, if you miss your braking point, you're out in the runoff, and you lose a lot of time, and you have to be very careful about coming back onto the track, especially the uphill section. And hoping we don't have any contact like we did see from the McLaren and the Red Bull, or the McLaren and the Alpine last week. So a few more minutes before we start up the lobby. So far we have 12 people, not including myself. And the only thing I don't like, well, there's two things that I don't like about having to do these on Mondays is I have to verify my game files because of the mods that I have for my playthroughs. And then luckily today I was able to get a nap in after work, being over here in the States and working nights. I get off at 6 a.m. and for me it's a high noon event, 11:30 high noon. But for everybody else, it's about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. So, had a little bit of a nap in, and we're feeling pretty good compared to last week. I know we were pretty tired. If you hear me yawning periodically, I do apologize. But looks like we're getting most people in here. Got 14 people in now. 15 drivers. Everybody else is coming in. Looks like we may get a full grid. Well, not quite a full grid, but 15 drivers as of right now. And Phantom X911, our American racer of Tier 4. And it's noon, so we'll be stopping over to qualifying here shortly. And I wish I could have a separate window for the chat and put it in my OBS. That way I don't have to have the YouTube browser open. Okay, that's loud. Jack, you're gonna have to mute your mic. Three of Kiri's friends cheering him on. I'm hearing Kiri, but I'm trying to remember who it is, so I apologize. Clips Kiri, that's who it is. You're not here today. You just had to look in the chat. Mr. Backhand Duck, thank you for the voice lines from the Silverstone episode. I need to, or whichever episode that was. I need to work on my Silverstone episode. I had to look at the chat. Alright, looks like we have both Mercedes, both Ferraris, both Hasses, McLarens, Williams, one Aston Martin, one Alfa Romeo, one Red Bull. It looks like everybody is readying up, so let's get on to the race. There are 15 drivers for today's event. My screen went black. There it goes. And then hopefully I won't have to mute anybody else so far in the season, because I know Jack's audio was pretty loud. And here we are for qualifying. Yes, cars go vroom. Or, as we say in America, boogity boogity boogity, let's go racing. My kid has been, I don't know how it started or when it started, but he has been obsessed with the car series. Trying to get everybody to load in here. And once again, if audio from the game or myself is too loud, please let me know. That way I can adjust audio levels. We won't know whether or not it'll be okay or not until we get the onboards. Camera type, broadcast, TV pod, fastest lap, detail, tire, telemetry, lap data, track map full. Alright, let's see who gets out first. Finalizing their setups, they have to use the same setup for qualifying and minimal adjustments for the main race. And I see a Red Bull. Is that a Red Bull? That is the Red Bull of Alpha Crazy out first. The Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo following through. Just have to remember my camera controls out this time. If the stream is stuttering, please let me know. That way I can try to troubleshoot stuff behind the scenes. We're going to tab out for a second. And Tier 3 is live, looks like. If it'll load. That is right, Tier 3 is also live. Let me get back to the driver's room. And then I'll minimize Discord. All right. All right, so Alpha Crazy is going to be first up for his hot lap. See how he goes into the last few corners. See the AlphaTauri in the back slowing down. And here we go, a hot lap for Alpha Crazy. Has to be careful of the Haas coming out of the pits. Doesn't have to worry about that. Braking a little early on the chicane there. And invalidated his lap time. So let's go to the Alfa Romeo. I believe he was on his hot lap. And that may be the gain connection there. With that stuttering. A Ferrari going slow on the main straight there. And I believe that's the Williams of Jack going slow. Gonna go back to Lucas Blaha. Corner entry is good. He's very good through those last two corners. And our provisional time, 1:15. Lucas Ronan gets a 5-place grid penalty with Gattuso. I don't know what happened. Phantom is sitting out because of last race. He has a penalty. Ronan has an incident with Gattuso. I didn't get to see what happened there. Let's see who else is on their hot lap. McLaren of JPH setting P3 with a 1:16.9. 1 second gap between all the cars for now. And I believe that's the Ferrari of Nitrogash coming out of Sector 3. Jack setting a 1:40.9. With that slow lap, so he might be on a hot lap this time. Could be wrong. Nitrogash setting us second place time with a 1:16.2. I don't know if that was a retirement from the McLaren or not. I don't know what was going on there. I could have swore I saw McLaren in Sector 1. JPH is in the pits, and it says Bruce Lee is going back into the pits. I don't know what's going on with that map. So we have the Red Bull of Alpha Crazy crossing the line, 1:16. After invalidating his first lap. And then the Williams of Jack. Or is that the, trying to get what the, oh, the light blue is Alpine of Black side. That's what it was. And then the other Ferrari crossing the line to start their time. We're going to be on board with Sam Flam, no. Tancho Banda. He's on a cooldown lap. It's a caution in Sector 3 and nobody's over there. I see the Ferrari coming back into the pits. Nitrogash coming back into the pits. See the AlphaTauri Eclipse coming around the final corner. Setting a time for P6. Then the Alfa Romeo close behind, coming in the pits. And I believe the Mercedes is as well. The Red Bull of Alpha Crazy coming in as well. And then the Alpine is going to be staying out to try to improve their time. And getting a provisional pole from Blackside, 1:15.6. And the McLaren is close behind. I believe that is JPH. No, that is Bruce Lee Harding on his out lap. Now he's on his hot lap. And then the Aston Martin behind him. Gattuso finally on a hot lap. I hope. I believe. And then the Haas of Ronan behind. And it looks like Mikey invalidated their lap time. Jack is going to be coming in. I believe he invalidated as well. He will be coming in. Let's take a look at the AlphaTauri Eclipse, see if he can improve his... He's on a cooldown lap, I can tell. Next up will be the Alpine on Blackside. I don't know if he's... Yep, he's going to be coming in. So the McLaren of Bruce Lee Harding. Hopefully he wasn't too hindered on that qualifying run. The Aston Martin close behind. And then once again, I believe Gattuso and there's one other, I think Blackside, I believe, for the new drivers as of last week. All right, Bruce Lee Harding setting a 1:17.1. And then the Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin setting a 1:16.9. And a spin from the Aston Martin there. I don't know if he was trying to get out of the way or not, but he needs to make way for the Mercedes. I take that back, he's on an out lap, but I believe the Haas, Ronan, is on a hot lap. He is on a hot lap. Hopefully that won't hinder him too much. Sam Flam in the Mercedes is sitting out. Phantom is sitting out because of a penalty. He disqualified from qualifying because of a track penalty during the race. Lucas Blaha now on a hot lap. He's currently sitting on P2. Going to be on board with Ronan here as he rounds up the end of Sector 3. And a decent run. P2 for a 1:15.8. I don't believe... Yes, the Mercedes is out on an out lap. The Aston Martin is on a cooldown lap. And then the Alfa Romeo... Lucas is on a hot lap. And yes, it was Gattuso and Callum that were the new drivers. Callum is not here today. But Gattuso is. He's sitting P10 currently. And Lucas Blaha, no improvement, still sitting in P2. Looks like everybody is out for a second run. And I'm trying to... I'm wondering why my... Oh, it's there under the left side. See who is... We're going to go to the Mercedes Tancho Banda. Next up to finish, I believe... His second run. Running pretty well through Sector 3 of those last two corners. pretty good exit onto the main straight, looking for a decent time, and improves up to P8. And the Aston Martin close behind, no improvement. I believe that is the Alfa Romeo next of Lucas Blaha coming down the hill. And I don't know if he is on a hot lap or not, doesn't look like it. I believe that's the Williams of Mikey in the front, invalidated lap, and then the other Williams, Jack behind. Jack is staying out. See if he can improve his time. And no improvement. Looking for the Red Bull. Alpha Crazy, no improvement. And then the Aston Martin coming around again. No, that is the Alpha Tauri of Clips Curie. Invalidated lap time. And then McLaren of Bruce Lee Harding. I don't know if he is running a hot lap or not. No, he is not. And then I think Gattuso is... It's actually started raining, so these soft tires aren't really going to work well. I don't know if we will be getting improvements. I should have went on board sooner. There is a little bit of rain. We might get some rain during the race. That's really going to interfere with people's strategies here. As 5 minutes to go out of Sam Flam and Phantom sitting out. Sir Spud has yet to set a time on the grid. And I think we may see everyone sitting out until the end of the qualifying because of the rain. JPH, I was wrong. JPH, it looks like he's going to be swapping over to intermediates. Looks like somebody else right there is going to be coming out too. No, that's the Williams coming in. See, JPH swapped over to intermediates. He may think about coming out and running a lap in the rain. There goes the Ferrari of Sir Spud and his teammate. I don't know. Wait, who's in the other? Yeah, Nitro Gash is out on the track as well. See if they can manage those soft tires in the rain. It looks like it's light rain still going. See if we can find any improvement. We'll have to see here. As he comes into Sector 3 from this downhill Sector 2 section, coming up to the chicane. Gonna look at the top right there, look for a time. Plus 2.2. We might not, probably not gonna be getting an improvement from Nitro Gash. As Sir Spud is on his out lap, so want to watch his Nitro Gash, see what he can do in the rainy weather with those soft tires. And that centering is the connection to the lobby. He'll be going back in for intermediates. And as we go back over to Sir Spud, that is the in-game updated livery for Ferrari. That automatically updated it to their... Why did I already forget what race we just did? They're Monza, I believe. Italy. So Sir Spud is on a hot lap in the rain on the softs. Pulling a book from I forget who it was, but I had raced in Melbourne, and in a spin from the Ferrari, he is out, trying to hold that car through the chicane. He's gonna be done. His qualifying is over in the rain here. Said Lucas Blaha on the intermediates, holding that line as best as he can through Sector 2 downhill. See if he can hold that line. He does. I believe that's Mikey out as well. The McLaren of JPH behind him. See what these cars can do in the rain. If you guys do remember, we did not have the Imola GP this year. because of rain and flooding. And they almost had to cancel the Monaco Grand Prix because none of the equipment was able to get there in time. But they still were able to manage. They got a lot of their equipment out there. They had to hassle the last day or so. But we're reviewing the Imola GP here in F1 23 for the Invictus Racing League. As we're rounding out towards the end of qualifying. Blackside, he's going to be staying in the pits. Provisional pole right now. We might not see any improvements in the rain. It's 5 seconds to get from second to last corner to the start finish line. So there may be some improvements within the intermediates between P7 and P10, but I don't see any other improvements from there. As once again, Phantom did have that penalty from last race, so he had to sit out of qualifying. Let me go ahead and look back through. JPH is our lobby host today, and they're saying that we might have to restart. The Williams sliding a bit, losing a little bit of wheel spin, or losing a little bit of control with the wheel spin. Whoops, Carey is on an outlap. Looking to improve his time, as he is ahead with an invalidated lap time. Lucas Blaha on a hot lap with the intermediates. I believe he went again. A little bit of wheel spin again from the Williams of Mikey. And Blackside has retired from the session. He feels like he is going to hold that P1 start as there are 3 minutes left to round out the end of qualifying. Mikey's out on the lap. Mercedes of Tancho Band is out on the lap. And I don't see any other grid slots going to be changing before the race. So Blackside and Lucas Blaha rounding out the top of the grid order. Passes Ronan in P3 and Jack P4. And JPH fighting for the lead of the Drivers' Championship all the way back in P9, so he has some work to do. Just have to wait and see if there's going to be rain during the main race. And people are saying that they want to restart because of Sam Flan, I believe. Lost our host, but can't replicate the potential conditions, so we may be going straight on to our race. We're going to actually go over to our steward findings for Tier 4. And go over that again. Callum got a 20-second penalty for the last race and 4 license points. Phantom, qualifying ban for contact coming back on track. As Blackside is starting P1, Lucas Blaha P2. 5-position penalty to Ronan, as well as one other driver I didn't get to see there for a second. To Gattuso. I don't know what his was for. Collision with each other. They each get a penalty for collision. I don't know if that was intentional or accidental. We'll have to wait to see from the steward's findings later this week, as we are moving on to the main race. And if you guys remember on the current standings for this week, Haas is closing in on, I gotta look again. I'm gonna keep going through different channels. You guys remember the front page? We got McLaren, Williams, and Haas. Haas is only behind by 1 point. McLaren still sitting in a strong lead. They have 73 points compared to 49 points from Williams. And then Ronan sitting in P1 for Driver standings at 48 points. JPH close behind at 3 points behind. 45 points from JPH in the McLaren. Jack sitting at P3 for the driver standings with 35 points, knocking out Lucas Blaha in P4 in the Alfa Romeo at 28. He is tied for 4th with Bruce Lee Harding, the other McLaren, and Blackside in the Alpine sitting at 22 points in P6 for the driver standings. So we got a lot to look forward to for this race. See what kind of movement we can see throughout the race. I'm hoping to see a better start from the Ferraris. And it looks like Jack had disconnected from the session. I don't know what's going on here as our 5 red lights are off. It said Jack was in. Jack had disconnected. All right, Blackside off the start. Into turn 1. Running the mediums off to the start. That may have been a disconnection from Jack. Uncontrollable from him, so we'll have to see if he rejoins. I believe he only has a certain amount of time to rejoin. As Blackside in the Alpine holding strong in P1. If he can hold this throughout the entire race, he can bump up to P3 possibly, or P4 at least, depending on what Jack can do if he does rejoin. Lucas Blaha close behind. I don't know if there was any incident. I spoke too soon. A little bit of damage coming off of the AlphaTauri, I think. May have been the Williams. I don't know. Letting the AlphaTauri through. I saw the yellow when I looked over. I'm looking at the standings on my phone. But Tancho and Ronan are fighting for position here. Coming out of Sector 3. See who comes in. And JPH disconnected as well. So we may see a restart. And it will be a restart. Very unfortunate. It will be a restart for this race because we've had some disconnects. So we're going to go ahead and back out. And it's very unfortunate. It is pretty much a cascading effect. As soon as one person disconnects from a lobby trying to get it going, then it's more than likely to have it happen to somebody else. And then once again, I'll show you guys the standings so far. Like I was talking about, I was looking at my phone when we had the yellow flag. I think people are disconnecting and reconnecting when that happened. And if you guys didn't know, if we have to do restarts like this, if we already completed qualifying, we will be jumping right to the main race. We just have to wait for the lobby host to adjust the settings for the event. Yes, Kelvin, we are restarting. Just waiting for the lobby host to set everything properly. So Ronan showing good pace, looking to defend his lead from JPH. So they're going to be fighting for points today. Supposedly someone was saying it's supposed to rain 10 minutes into the session. But people are saying otherwise, so we'll have to wait and see. I would love to see Jack get in there and interrupt the championship points in the Williams, as he is sitting in P3. If he can win this race, and depending on what Ronan and JPH can do, he could technically get P1 from the driver standings after today. Yes, the track did look dry on the race. This may be the fourth time I've seen a reconnect through so far this season. Because I know when I started commentating the season with Tier 3, we had to reconnect twice. There in Week 1 in Monza, so... A lot of drivers upset about the disconnect and restart, wanting to do qualifying again, but unfortunately they are not able to. Supposedly different drivers were getting different weather allocations for their race. So Tommy, if you look here on the screen, I'll actually swap over on the screen. So say I'm one of the drivers. I'm joining the lobby. You go through settings, make sure your settings are set and you're familiar with them. You go over to select a team and driver and select whichever spot you're on. So whichever team that these guys are driving for, they will go and select one of the drivers to replace that are the AI drivers, and then whichever ones don't get filled, the AI do not actually fill in, so it's all multiplayer, no AI. That's how you select your team. And then I believe admin has the opportunity to set the grid, so we should see the same grid that we got in qualifying. That's what people are saying, so I'm hoping that's the case. When you say football, do you mean soccer or American football? Because I am American. Soccer. I'm not too familiar with soccer. Like, especially over there. Like, I know we have our soccer teams over here in the States, but I guess Sounders. That's Seattle Sounders. I know there's countries. I forget what classification of soccer it is, but I don't know. I played soccer when I was a kid, that's about it. I didn't really get into it after that. And once again, if you guys have joined us recently, or if you guys are watching the playback of the stream, if you're looking to join the league, make sure to join the Invictus Racing League Discord and follow the application process in the appropriate channel. You can also find our league on gridfinder.com, and if this league is not quite what you're looking for, be sure to look through GridFinder for a league that fits your preference. If online racing isn't your thing and you're on PC, unfortunately, for those who are in console who don't have this opportunity, you can always go check out Venturi Studios, our one-stop shop for anything from custom driver helmets, team packages, and more. The Invictus Racing League and its partners thank you for joining us today throughout this season. Race number 5 here in Imola. So we're waiting for our restart. F1 kind of better than football. I played Madden. Like, I guess I took too big of a bite to chew when I dove into F1 for my YouTube. I did it with F1 21 and I did a full season. It took me a long time to make those episodes. At the same time, I was doing the American Football Series, and I had to drop the American Football Series to try to finish the F1 season. But I'm looking to change that this year, the end of this year, next year. And as we can see, everybody's starting to ready up for our race restart. What's better, geography or history? I guess I preferred history. All right, YK, where are you going at now? At least you don't support Ferrari. The amount of Ferrari memes that I see on social media. The Ferrari strat. Soft tires in the rain. I actually got a P2 finish on my second race of my driver career with that as a rookie in Melbourne. All right. Drivers now with a restart have to make sure that they are using these same setups. And then as always, they do get luxury to the minor adjustments. Waiting for everybody to set their setups, their tire compounds, and ready up. My Pepsi is almost gone, so it's almost time to open my Rockstar. Try to stay awake. I only had a 2.5 hour nap today, and I worked 12 hours last night. In other words, I did get notice about my work schedule. After the break for next week, I will be good for at least 2 to 3 more races to commentate here with you guys in Invictus Racing League. So that's good to hear. I told Joe, who's racing in Tier 3 right now, who was our current, not owner, but current director of this season. If you guys haven't already, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends who are into F1 as our 5 red lights are on, looking for them to go off. And the same grid, black side defending the inside against Lucas Blaha. Gonna go to Lucas here. See what he can do. Has to brake late. Little bit of rubbing on the tires there. McLaren makes a move. Bruce Lee Harding and the McLaren making a move here. Off of that little bit of contact. Caution in Sector 1. Looks like Jack spun out. See if he has any damage on his vehicle. He lost the front wing. Might have some damage on the Mercedes. I don't know. We're going to go back to the front here. Our possible strategies here. Lap 15 to 20 for a 1-stop. It's a virtual safety car under that situation. So Jack is missing a front wing. May have missed his braking zone into Sam Flan. Might have to come back into that and see what happens. I don't see any front wing damage, but we'll have to wait and see here. I'm just check some other drivers for some damage. I don't see any. I don't remember what position Jack was in. So looking to get a little bit more grip on his tires, as we're looking to end the virtual safety car. As my kid is in the background moving around playing with his toys, so I do apologize if you guys do hear that, as the virtual safety car is ending. Black side about 2/10 ahead. No DRS quite yet. I don't think we might get it. We might get it next lap with that safety car. Jack in the pits for that front wing change. Bruce Lee Harding making a move on the inside there. Is black side still looking to defend? Good entry into the downhill section of Sector 2. And Jack with a time penalty. I don't know what that penalty was for. I didn't get to see what it was. It's probably speeding in the pit lane. The Aston Martin going a little wide out of the chicane. And I believe we are getting DRS this time. Everybody's setting decent time frames. I'm going to swap over to... No, not what I'm looking for. Where are the tires? There we go. And interval. There we go. Bruce Lee Harding and Lucas Blaha starting on the softs. JPH and Gattuso starting on the hards. Everybody else on the mediums. Mikey and Jack and the Williams both on new sets of mediums. Williams not doing so great. The Ferraris sitting in P11, P12. As we're on board with Lucas Blaha looking to make a move with DRS here. Coming into the chicane. Taking a lot of that curb. And an okay launch out of the chicane. Trying to catch up to Bruce Lee Harding on black side. Black side really looking to make a cut into the points from McLaren in the Alpine, as he's sitting at P6, I believe, in driver standings. I believe that is the Haas of Phantom trying to make a move on JPH. JPH running a P7. Blackside loses a position on Bruce Lee Harding with that set of soft tires coming in handy there early in the race. And JPH, we have lost our host. So we're migrating this. Yes, that is a disconnect from our race host. Okay, if we can get a big L in the chat. My guess here is that JPH may have had a internet spike. May have disconnected him from his internet. I don't know. Everybody's playing the blame game in the driver's room. I believe this is only the second time we've had to reconnect twice that I know of. I don't know if there's any other races that have had to do that. Because I know race 1 in Monza for Tier 3, we had to reconnect twice. we may switch hosts. Declare results as time of problem. Oh my god. So what happens at the restart position from last lap? No, if we do restart, which we most likely will, we'll basically be placed in the same grid that they did in qualifying. And I had trouble. Are we? What's going on here? Yeah, we're all sitting in the menu there. I tried to leave the whole time I was loading, and then it reloaded me back in. And we did have word from one of our admin. We only have one admin for today's race for Tier 4. Due to time lost from this, I don't see the lobby getting any better for lag tonight. We have the option to postponing until next week in the break week. It's not confirmation that they will be doing that. Someone offered to drop the race down another percentage and set the grid as they were when it happened. I'm hoping that it doesn't happen all night too. And I don't know if there was a recent update for F1, but it seems like people are coming to a conclusion on what to do in the driver's room. All right, so we have confirmation from the lobby admin with the current server status right now. Connection issues arised. As you guys saw, everybody disconnected, and cars were everywhere after JPH disconnected because he was our lobby host. But Tier 4 will be driving or racing Imola next week on our off week. So Tier 4 will be the only tier for the series to race next week on the off week, in hopes to redo it. All 15 drivers will be the only ones to drive. If they can't make it, they can't make it. And then it'll be the same grid order, so we won't be doing qualifying. And quality is completed in official results, so that is why we're doing our grid order. And as always, if you guys are looking to join the league, make sure to join the Invictus Racing League Discord and follow the appropriate application process in the appropriate channel. You can always find our league on gridfinder.com, and if this league isn't quite what you're looking for, be sure to look through Gridfinder for a league that fits your preference. If online racing isn't your thing and you're on PC, unfortunately for those console users, you won't be able to have this luxury. You can always go to check out Venturi Studios, your one-stop shop for everything from custom driver helmets, team packages, and more. The Invictus Racing League and its partners thank you for joining us today and throughout the season. For Tier 4, we will see you guys next week on Monday, more than likely, for a another attempt at Imola. And that's basically it. I don't have any other information from JPH about this issue, but please go check out Tier 3. They are in the middle of their race, and JP9, I believe, is commentating that race today. So we will see you guys next week in an attempt to redo today's race.